I've had the pleasure of knowing Chelsey for a long time, all right? She is probably one of the best basketball players that ever come out of KW, without a doubt, without a doubt. She played on our National Olympic team for 12 years. She was playing in Grand River Collegiate right down the road. She got a full scholarship to Nebraska. She played 4 years at Nebraska, set some unbelievable records, and then, as I said, made the national team. I was coaching in the bottom national ranks, and I had a chance to see her play. Chelsey's a player that every coach always wanted, right? Because she left everything on the floor. She didn't play easy peasy. She went after it, and it really showed and reflected. Then she went on to play in Australia professionally for quite a long time, met her husband in Australia, and now she's going to share some wisdom that I think is really, really important. Chelsey Aubry, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. I guess, first of all, a huge congratulations to everyone in this room. Making it to OFSAA is not easy, and then when I heard there was 900 plus schools and there's 18 here, like, that is absolutely phenomenal. So give yourselves a huge, huge round of applause. I grew up in Kitchener, Waterloo. I grew up in Kitchener, not Waterloo. And I went to school literally up the street from here at Grand River, and I sat in your seat just once, because it's not easy to get to OFSAA. But I absolutely loved playing high school sports. I was able to play basketball, volleyball, and rugby, and they are some of my fondest memories, you know. And your coaches don't probably want me to say this, but, like, you're not going to remember the wins, you're not going to remember the losses. What you're going to remember are moments like this, when you're together, right? When you're having fun, when you're taking pictures. We didn't have selfies, but you guys all do. And so all the selfies and all the things that you do at tournaments like this. So really, really enjoy it, enjoy each other, enjoy playing, and keep sticking together. Like Stu mentioned, I was fortunate enough to make basketball into a career. Basketball gave me so many gifts. I like to call them gifts. It was my vehicle to so many different things. I got an education through basketball. I was able to travel the world through basketball. But probably the most important thing that basketball gave to me were the friendships, were the relationships, the connections, the people that I met along the way, the people who helped me, the people that hopefully I helped along the way. And that's really the things that basketball gave me. But probably the most important thing that basketball gave me were life skills. I didn't have a part-time job. I played basketball. It was my job. But through basketball, I was able to develop life skills. And right now, you are all doing and developing life skills. Some of the life skills are, you know, teamwork, communication, organization. I'm assuming most of you were supposed to be in class these last couple days, but you have organized yourselves to probably get your homework, get here in basketball, and be able to do it all. One of the most important life skills that I learned along the way was goal setting. Goal setting can take you far. It can keep you on track. It can keep you focused. And it's really, really pretty awesome when you achieve a goal. So I guess my question, how many of you have set a goal before? Okay, good. How many of you have achieved a goal before? And just by the level, how awesome does it feel when you achieve a goal, right? Pretty awesome, right? So setting goals. One of my favorite stories, I don't remember setting this goal, but my dad tells a story that when I was 12 years old, you know, as a family, we were watching the Atlanta Olympics, and the opening ceremonies were happening, all the athletes were coming in, you know, with pride, with their flags, wearing their nation's color, and I just remember, I guess I turned to him and said, one day I'm gonna go to the Olympics. As a dad, he supported me and said, okay, sure. And at the time, I didn't even play basketball. But in that moment, I set a goal. It was a dream goal, and, you know, it was out of reach goal for a 12-year-old, but I set a goal. As I started playing basketball and decided that I love this game and what it could bring to me, the decisions I started making were based on achieving that goal, that dream goal. So I went down to the United States to play. I showed up in middle of America knowing nothing about football, but I went to the University of Nebraska, and I chose to go to Nebraska not because they were very good, not because, the academics, I did choose to go there, but they were the worst team in our conference. But they played in the best conference in the country. And so I looked at it like, I'm going to get better here, I'm going to get to play. And by the end, we were pretty successful. But looking at that, it was another goal that I wanted to achieve. I wanted to get a full scholarship. I wanted to achieve it, and it was going to help me get to my final destination of hopefully becoming an Olympian one day. The next thing, I guess, that took me along was to be an Olympian, you had to play on the national team. Details, but, you had to play on the national team. And so I had to figure out a way to get on the national team. So I went to open tryouts, and from an open tryout in Toronto, the national team coaches saw me. They called me up and said, we're having a training camp with the junior national team, but you're probably not going to make it, but we want you to come in and train. But they were very, very, very clear that I was not going to make this junior national team. So I came in, I did the training camp. I didn't expect anything. I didn't notice along the way that some people in my positions were getting injured. And so at the end of the training camp, they sit you down one-on-one, they give you feedback. And they said, like the girls who are in the camp who make the junior national team, they're gonna hop on a bus in an hour, go to Toronto, and go to Brazil to the world qualifiers. I said, oh, that's cool. My parents are coming to pick me up, so, that's great. They started talking and they were giving me feedback, and then all of a sudden they were like, well, congratulations, you've made the junior national team by default, basically. But I hopped on that plane and I went to Brazil, and it was the first taste of international basketball. And I got to play against, the Argentinians, the Brazilians, the Cubans, and I was hooked. I knew after that tournament that this is what I wanted to do, and now my goal was in reach. I was like, if I keep taking this path, I could potentially hit that dream goal of becoming an Olympian. Now, like every goal that we set out for ourselves, unfortunately, there will be disappointment. You may not achieve those goals, or you need to take a different path than what you thought, and there's a couple of back steps maybe to get forward. I had played with the national team. I played with the national team for 12 years, so if you do the math, 12 divided by 4, which is how many times there's a Summer Olympics, I should have gone to probably 3 Olympics. I only went to 1. The first Olympics in Greece, we'll just count that as we just weren't good enough. But my eyes were set on Beijing. That is where I had my heart set. I worked hard for 4-6 years. We were there as a team. This is really, really, really the Olympics that I was like, this is it. This is my dream. It's going to come true here. We did not qualify. We weren't good enough. And we thought we were good enough, but we weren't. And sometimes when we set goals, there is devastation, and I was devastated. Because not only did I have to think, oh, great, my dreams are crushed here, but I also had to make a decision that, did I want to keep going? Did I want to try to go for London? Because that's not just like next year, it's 4 years of your life to try to get to the next Olympics. And the biggest fear was, what happens in 4 years if we don't qualify again? So it was a big decision, and I kind of went back and forth and took some time, and I think it was my mom who was like, you can do whatever you want. If you decide now not to play anymore, that's fine. You had a great career. But I want you to think about, in 4 years, when the London Olympics are on TV, you're sitting on your couch and the women's basketball team are in it, how are you going to feel? And at that moment, I thought, nope, I do not want that. So I signed back up. And 4 years later, thankfully, we qualified. We were the last team to qualify for the London Olympics on Canada Day, and like you all have probably experienced reaching your goals, it was incredible. It was everything that you hoped for, and you saw the years and the dedication and everything that you put in just come to life. So I encourage you to continue to set goals, right? Keep setting goals, keep trying to achieve them. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a straight, perfect line to get to those goals. There are going to be some rocky parts. You will have to sacrifice. You will have to work hard, but in anything you do in your life, setting goals, I think, will keep you focused and on track. So with that, saying that, I want to wish everyone a huge good luck, because it's not easy to get here, like everyone has kind of put in, and all the hard work that you've done, all the sacrifice, working together, and everything that you've done as a team, I want you to enjoy it, because at the end of the day, this is what, 4 days? And then it's done, right? You may never be with this team again. So enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy each other, play together, and work hard. And so thank you again for having me, and good luck this weekend.